don't get nervous very often, but I think the reason why is probably just how close this particular habit is to my heart and to my life. And I thought, what better way to speak to this habit and to share a story about two people whose lives have been extraordinarily impacted by the extraordinary results in their lives. And I want to introduce you to a couple of people here. Two girls. Let's see here. This is Mariah and Anastasia. And this was actually last weekend at a father-daughter dance that we went to. This was before that. And I gotta tell you, I actually, maybe you've seen it on my Facebook, I actually rode a bull that night in my suit. Well, not a real bull, one of those mechanical ones. I'm glad I clarified, right? Because I'm not that cool. But let me just say, we had an absolutely amazing night. We danced the night away. We actually had a limo roll up to the house and pick us up. And the girls had an amazing night. And I remember, it was so exciting at the dance. And they kept, it's not enough for them just to dance. They had all these moves that they wanted me to do with them. And I'm throwing them up, and I'm spinning, and then one girl would see me do something with another girl, and I'd be like, okay, do that to me, do that thing where you spin, and you did. And I am sure, I have no rhythm. I'm sure that I looked like an idiot, but it was an incredible, incredible time. A night that those girls will remember the rest of their life. I even told Mariah, my oldest, she just turned 11. I said, you are going to tell she's like 11 going on 17. So she just grew up overnight. I said, someday, because she was kind of being too cool, taking selfies and doing all this, someday, you're going to tell your kids about when your dad took you to this and that you danced the night away. And we just had a lot of fun that night. Incredible night. What I would call an extraordinary night. Have you ever had any of those? Have you had more of those since your life's been transformed than before? I've always wanted to be a good dad. I've always wanted to dance the night away with my girls and make it very hard for any guy ever to live up to the adventure that I set. However, let me show you another picture here. This was 2 years ago. And I wanted to be a good dad. We were going to another father-daughter dance. But the thing is, what I didn't even realize the extent of it, I knew it. I hated wearing that suit. I hated how I felt. I hated, never tucked my shirt in. I hated how I felt about myself. I looked in the mirror when I was with the girls, and we went to the dance that night, and I spent most of the time encouraging them to dance with their little friends on the floor because I didn't have the energy. I didn't have the breath, literally. And when Dr. A, many years ago, had the vision for what we're doing today, you know what's crazy? Those two little girls weren't even born yet. And he changed their life because he and all of you as part of this helped those girls get a better dad back. And I say that we're grateful all the time. That's not just because we feel like that's what we're supposed to say. We're supposed to be grateful, and we're as honored to be a part of this as anyone. And you ask, how do we serve mankind? Here's what I believe. There is a world filled outside these doors. If you're selling a diet, if you're just building a business, you're missing the entire point of this whole thing. You are in it. My life's way too short to dedicate to selling a diet. I've been personally called to way too much, and I believe that you have too. Yes. There's a world outside these doors. And this isn't figurative or metaphoric. This is really, there's people that when you go back to your home, when you get on the airplane, there are people who have been created to live extraordinary lives. But they can't because they don't have health. They don't have physical health. They don't have emotional health. They don't have relational health. They don't have financial health. And you got these dads like this guy who I don't even know anymore, who was crying to get out. And there are people that every single one of us in here know that have been created to live extraordinary lives. How do we serve mankind? By the way, here's the next picture. We had a blast last weekend. It was so fun. And you know what the thing is? This is the truth. We get to live extraordinary lives because we have health in our lives and we get to live life out loud. My girls have a great dad. My wife has a sexy husband. There's stuff that happens when you get healthy that we don't talk about, As I wrap up, and I hope you can sense this has been from my heart. I just truly believe every one of you in here was created to live an extraordinary life. Yes. You're here for a reason. You're in this room and part of this mission for a very specific purpose. And here's the specific purpose. Outside those doors, you've been given a sphere of influence with people for a reason. And the reason is there's a world out there who is waiting and longing and crying out to live extraordinary lives, and they can't. And they're carrying this weight. One of my favorite books says, let's throw off every weight that hinders us and run this race with perseverance. There's a world like I was, like you were, many of you, dragging this weight along, trying so hard to run the race, trying so hard to be a good dad, trying so hard to be a good husband, a good wife, and they just can't, and they don't know why. They're looking for us, and they don't even know what they're looking for. They think everything's okay on the outside, and they're wearing this facade. Our job is simply to go break those chains. Yes. Or better yet, give them the key so that they can unlock themselves. Yes. Not only that, so they can go unlock other people. This is the bottom line. It is going to take extraordinary effort on our part to go and deliver extraordinary results to a world that's longing to live extraordinary lives. Thank you.